Okay, so we can start with the recap of what we have been getting up to. So on our last episode, we had a run-in with a werewolf pack who had stolen Aridin, Sinead's ex-boyfriend. Um, so they were there trying to save Aridin from his father, and they were successful in that. So we are now going to be heading to the Hermit's Wood, where they will learn about the spirit who wants to kill Nimue, her own spirit. So,
R.I.P.
Would we have taken a long rest?
He says
yes.
hopefully.
Okay, thank God. I had 13 hit points left. I didn't feel good.
Don't feel well.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Krabs.
All right, so you'll be traveling all the way to the Hermit's Wood, so you'll have lots of time to rest. It'll be about, I think it'll be about 5 days or so along the journey. So you'll pack up your things into your cart and you start to head out of the woods, the King's Forest. So you leave the dark heart of the King's Forest and land on the familiar road once again. You travel past Deadluck and Mouth of Gargoyles, familiar sights on your way to Hermit's Wood. So it's been about 5 days on your journey. Is there anything maybe you want to bring up while you're traveling, or we're just going to head over there?
Well, Krigga, every day, like before we start out and after we finish, he's going to absolutely sit down with little Krigga and see if he can, like, teach him how to fight. I don't know. I don't even know how that looks, but you can use your imagination. Something's happening there, and he's going to see what's going to... If he can get that little turtle to be a battle turtle.
Are you telling us that
Hell
you're giving us
yeah.
a training montage with a turtle?
Yes, I am telling you exactly that. So that's what Krigga's got going on.
I think Nimue approaches you while you're trying to train little Krigga the battle turtle, and she's gonna hand you a dagger from her pack and say, I don't know what you could do with this, Krigga, but I have an extra one. Perhaps little Krigga could learn.
Yes, I'm trying to figure out what he might be interested in and maybe qualified to use. We'll try that too. Maybe we could strap it to his back and he could ram somebody.
Have you ever seen the
I do
videos
love
of
this.
the turtles ramming? Yeah. This is like is a plausible thing. Turtles do that. Sinead, like, I think would want to cheer this on and encourage this behavior because Nimue seems somewhat delighted by this. And she know that Nimue is kind of like going through it and she just wants to make her best friend happy. And so she like for once is like encouraging like this battle turtle situation.
So we'll say he gained a level in turtle.
Level in turtle. Can we get a stat block on Little Krigga, please? So we know.
Yes.
I'll create a character sheet later.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. So, as you're approaching Hermit's Wood, the sun has set. Just outside the woods, you stumble upon a halfling man kneeling outside a once brightly painted merchant wagon, sitting tilted to one side off the road. The man seems to be trying to change the wheel with no luck. He stands up as you approach, because you're pretty loud on a cart. Waves hello. Hello there.
Imagine Sinead's handling the horses and sort of slow them down and give him a nod. Hello there.
I'm Joran Thistlefoot. I sent my hand with the horse through the woods to gather a new wheel, but he hasn't returned.
I see. How long has it been since he's last been seen?
I sent him in the morning.
Oh, well. You didn't send him with money, did you? Perhaps he ran off with it.
I sent him some money, but not enough to run for.
Can I get an insight check on this guy?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll an
Okay.
insight for me.
That is gonna be a total of 7 plus 17. You do the math. It's more than 20.
Yeah, okay. 24.
job.
He seems to be telling the truth. He's not like you'd think just a simple merchant wouldn't have any reason to lie about that.
Okay. Sinead's gonna sort of look back to the rest of the party and sort of like give a look like, are we helping this guy?
I mean, we could. I don't see an issue with it.
The forest has been extra dangerous lately. It doesn't seem right to leave him.
Sinead's gonna look back at the man and she will say, well, my idea and my idea alone, it is only right by the mercy of Kalimvor. Mm-hmm. Nobody else had any input whatsoever. Right, Kalimvor. And she'll say, we'll help you find your hand. What does he look like?
He's a tall and muscular boy, about 25 years old. He used to work on the farm.
Well, and muscular, you say, I see.
He sounds like your type, Sinead.
I don't want to talk about that. I'm still reeling. Right. Well, and what is he called?
His name is Thomas.
Thomas, right. TH or TO?
Tio.
TO, like Tomas. I see. Okay, right.
Thomas.
Okay, would he answer to Tim? Or
No, I suppose not.
Ted. Okay.
Yes.
Ted, yes. Not
Tom.
Tim. Not Tom, though. Just Ted. Right. Okay, great. Wonderful. Right, we'll find your Tomas and hopefully bring him back alive.
I must inform you, though.
Oh.
There are rumors that the gray robed man with the lantern said to haunt the woods. Some say he's a ghost, but I don't believe it.
Well, you see, if he's undead, I will have to kill him. It's sort of my whole thing that I do.
Oh wait, that must be the boy now. You see, you turn and see a painted brown horse exit the forest with a wheel in tow. However, there's no Tomas to be found.
Where's the horse? Where's the rider? There's a horse. How did the horse get back here? Is the horse talking? Is this a cat situation again? And she's gonna look back at Nimue.
Nimwe's staring at the horse. Is he your type?
No, I don't want to get into that there. This whole situation with good-looking men that change in and out of different animals it's getting a bit tired for Sinead. Whose horse is that?
You see Joran rush over and grab the horse by its reins.
Do you think maybe that's Tomas?
That's why I'm confused. I'm wondering if this is another shape-shifting men sort of thing, good-looking men shape-shifting into animals. You know, with the cat, we had the wolf, now we have a horse. It's like we have a full funny farm.
Thomas can turn into a horse.
Oh,
This is the horse that was pulling the cart.
right.
It must have been the ghost of Hermit's Wood that got Thomas.
I suppose that we should deal with this ghost now, shouldn't we?
I am afraid that we're already heading that way. So we could add Tomas onto the to-do list. Well, she looks at Sinead. Maybe you might need to do that on 2 separate lists. To-do lists.
I think that perhaps that Sinead has sworn off the ventures of kindly and good-looking gentlemen for the time being. Unless he is exceptionally good-looking, in which case then...
Well, perhaps for your benefit, I do hope he is exceptionally good-looking. And then maybe he will make everything with Eridan a bit easier on you.
I suppose. I don't know if that will ever be easier, but I appreciate the sentiment, and perhaps it is best that if we look forward to new ventures. Maybe you're right.
You can see, like, on her face, she's just trying to do her best. Like, she's just trying to make you happier. She doesn't understand it.
I think that this is what's happening between Sinead and Nimue is they're just trying to make each other feel better at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, just two souls, like, somewhat suffering together, quietly. Which is kind of sad, if you think about it. But Nimue will take it, and she'll nod. Perhaps he's very handsome. Perhaps even more handsome than Eridan was.
Oh, let's hope.
Perhaps
I wouldn't mind something new to look at.
And perhaps he's more receptive to the teachings of Kalambor.
And doesn't want to turn you into a wolf.
Right. Although the offer was enticing for the act of perhaps emotional fulfillment. But I do have my duty.
Do you think that you would have been physically fulfilled as a wolf as well?
She's gonna look over her shoulder at Krigga to see if he's listening.
Krigga is trying to look like he's not listening.
I don't really know how to answer that. I still didn't get a first kiss yet, so I don't know.
I imagine a wolf kiss would be quite sloppy. I've been kissed by dogs before. It's a horrible experience.
Perhaps cute and sweet at first, but not necessarily what I would expect for a first kiss.
No.
I suppose we should get going. Sir, we will find your Tomas while we are in the wood, and hopefully also defeat the undead ghost.
Well, I don't care about the ghost. I just care about Thomas.
Well, I don't know if you know this or not, sir, but I'm a doom guide for Kellenborg.
She is. I saw it myself.
It's sort of my whole thing. That's all I've kind of got at the moment. My heart's been crushed recently, but that doesn't have anything to do with you, sir.
It doesn't stifle your fire.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So what I have to do is kill the undead. So I'm gonna go do that and hopefully rescue your hand, Thomas, and hopefully he's very handsome.
It's kind of like her job.
It is exactly. It's just my job. Yeah, I don't really get paid for it except for in the spiritual satisfaction, and I'm honor bound. It's sort of like when people make an oath, but I don't have to make an oath. It's just being a priestess and all, and I feel like I'm talking a lot to you, sir.
Is she all right?
Do you feel okay, Sinead?
I feel, well, sad, but I'm fine.
She's
Yes.
fine. She's fine. We're fine. Do
Everything's
you
fine.
feel all right?
Do you feel all right? You feel somewhat a little bit chipper for your Thomas to be missing.
I can find other Thomases. I just want my wheel, which I have now, so I can get out of here.
You're going to leave your Thomas behind in the woods. In the spooky woods with the ghost.
He's dead to me now.
What the fuck?
Well, he was going to be screwed whether we found him or not anyway, but
What does that mean, Krigga?
Yeah, what does that quite mean? I don't quite understand.
you young'uns wouldn't understand it. But we should still try to find him.
I'm pretty sure I'm older than him, Sinead. She says to Sinead.
Krigga looks skeptical.
How old are you there, Nimue?
I'm quite old.
I think you might be older than him.
I think I'm older than him. It's
think
very
he doesn't-
strange. He calls me a young one. Is it just because I'm so little?
I think it might be so. But to be fair, I am taller than him, so you would think that he would have more respect for me, considering that I'm quite long.
I feel as though your weapon is as tall as him.
Possibly. It is possibly.
Yes,
taller
that should
than him.
render a great deal of respect.
I think so as well. And you know what? He might have raised me, but I'm of celestial descent. I'm an angel, technically.
I respect you.
I respect you.
Krigga's going to mutter under his breath, I can guarantee you she's no angel. I raised her.
I think I heard that.
I think I heard that too.
I have.
Are we going?
Let's go find Thomas and whatever else.
Yeah.
Spooky ghost things and help you, Nimue, and we'll figure all of this out together. Dora, whoever your name is, be damned. I think you're a right, unfortunate soul if you so desire to leave your Thomas.
Who just
behind.
leaves their Thomases?
Do you think that Thomas is growing a Thomas tree?
All right, you guys get in the cart, right? Or were you already in it?
I don't think we ever left the cart.
Okay.
We like to talk shit comfortably from our cart.
Loftily from above.
Yes. On
May
our
not
high
ever.
horses.
I may not ever get over the Thomas Tree comment. I'm just letting you know.
The absolute silence and the look on everybody's face was absolutely worth it. Okay, so we're going. We're
Yeah.
off.
So you charge forward. On the tree line, however, you see the faint yellow glow of a lantern lighting the path into the wood. After a moment, it retreats.
I think that was a ghost.
Do you think it could be the ghost? I was thinking it could be the ghost.
Yeah, I think it might be the ghost.
We should go that way.
I suppose so.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. And Nimue's gonna. Or no, I'm not Nimue. You're Nimue.
Oh no, we're gonna do this again this episode.
Sinead is going to steer the horses towards the lantern.
Okay. So you head towards where the lantern was, into the woods.
Mhm.
While traveling in the depths of the woods by moonlight, you once again see the ghostly glimmer of the lantern approaching through the woods. It stops some distance away, as if watching you.
Sinead's gonna go ahead and do some stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and use Eyes of the Grave. Is it Eyes of the Grave? No, it's not Eyes of the Grave. No, it is Eyes of the Grave. Sorry, yes. I'm gonna use Eyes of the Grave.
Okay, let me see.
How far away is this light?
We could say 60 feet,
Outstanding.
which is the range of the Eyes of the Grave.
Yeah.
Oh, what a coincidence.
So he uses your eye to the grave, and you see, or let's see, you sense hundreds of undead, which are all around you. Like, you can't see them, but you sense that they are there.
I would imagine, Jura, this is kind of overwhelming for Sinead. Would I be correct in that assumption?
Yes.
Okay. I think in like just initial reaction, I think she would reach for Nimwe's hand and grasp it tightly, and in her other hand she goes to reach for her weapon originally, but she really actually reaches for her prayer wheel, and she'll very quietly say to Nimue, "You might not see it, but we are surrounded by the undead. This is an evil place."
Nimue is gonna glance around. Does she see anything?
He does not see anything, no.
What do we do? I see nothing.
We tread very carefully, and we pray as we look for this ghost here. And slowly, with her prayer wheel out, she's going to regain control of the reins and start towards the lantern. But she is audibly praying in Celestial to Kelimfor for protection.
As you approach, the lantern retreats again into the woods.
The further we go in, the more I consider perhaps we travel on foot.
This is probably a good idea.
I just feel like Sinead feels very protective over Nimue for this moment, and she's going to go ahead and cast Shield of Faith on her.
It's a +2 to my AC, right?
Mm-hmm. And sort of look back to the rest of the party as she gets off of the cart and waits for everyone.
Okay, everybody jumps off the cart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you hop off the cart and make your way forward deeper into the woods. After a short walk through the trees, you spot a decrepit wooden hut. The wood is gray and weathered, rotting in place. The doors hang askew, swaying lightly on rusted iron hinges. Its small window is coated in grime that no light penetrates within. You don't see the lantern anywhere to be found at the moment.
Did we go inside?
I suppose.
Krigga will lead the way.
Might as well be in the back.
Yeah, I think Sinead will sort of be right up behind Krigga, and she's still praying as they approach it.
Nimue would be right behind Sinead.
Okay, so you open the door, which if you were to tug any tighter, you would think it would break off the hinges. Inside, all is covered in layers of dust and cobwebs that speak of having been abandoned for ages. And there's various like jars of things. You can't really tell what's in there right now because it's all dust covered and like moss has grown inside of it as well. But on the central table in the room, you find a book as well.
Nimue is gonna go over and look at this book. Can she read it?
Yes, it's written in common. From gleaming the book, you discover that whoever once lived here was a wildlife biologist. The book is filled with the recountings of dozens of never before seen species of animals. One entry seems familiar. The Hermit's Wood toad. Would you like to read about the Hermit's Wood toad?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll read it to you. I've made a remarkable discovery. While gathering mushrooms in the foggy dawn, I stumbled upon a strange breed of toad I've never encountered in these parts before. About the size of a hare, emerald skin and bulging eyes with rectangular pupils. Curious, I captured one specimen to observe more closely. It sat docilely enough most hours, but come eventide, it would emit a horrible screeching croak from its cage. It stared fixedly at one corner, eyes quivering madly. I had first suspected mice or insects attracting its attention, but there was nothing I could detect even by lantern light. I wonder, could it see what I could not?
She's gonna share that with everybody.
Curious.
Does she see anything else around?
You do find the old metal cage that you spoke of in the book. It seems whoever was living here did not let it free before they did not return. So you find its sort of mummified toadiness there.
I'm going to take him and put him in my bag.
Okay.
Don't
Was he
worry
cute, do you
about it.
think? Was he a cute toad? Toads can be cute.
While she's doing that, can I walk over to like you said there's jars like on the wall or like on the,
Yeah.
can I like dust a couple of them off and look inside the jars?
Yep. So you find like preserved like bugs and small rodents and those sorts of things inside of there. I'm just sort of showcasing the display of this, whoever this researcher was. They would have all their specimens there for additional research.
Okay. Nothing of importance really though.
You do find a small little jar as well. It just says toad liquid, but it seems to be empty.
Okay.
Do we have to lick the toads to see the ghost?
I certainly hope not.
I
That
could
seems
try.
I think that Mars should try.
Mars.
I think Dor should try.
I don't know if we want Dor to do that. There's limited control that I have over Dor, and if something were to go awry, well, fuck it. Door,
Yes, Queen.
I need you to lick this toad.
Like a toad. Are we having a feast?
Yes. A toad
Yes.
feast with toad
Yes.
juice.
Yes, and but first you must lick the toad before you eat the toad.
Okay, I'll lick the toad. So he takes the toad from Nimue, right?
She just holds it up for him.
Oh, okay. So he licks it. These are very strange toads. They taste like the ones back home.
Go look outside and see what you see, Door.
And report back.
Yes. Post haste.
Jor gives you a salute and walks outside. Closes the door. And you begin to hear Dor screaming.
Oh, fuck.
The ghosts are here! The ghosts! There's ghosts out here!
Nimue's still holding the toad, and she's like, well,
Do you want to look it together?
that could be an experience.
That could be an experience. Yes. Okay.
Okay. And she still like holds it up between them.
She's like, Sinead's on the other end. Okay. On the count of 3.
Okay.
1,
2,
2,
3.
3. Oh. Should we? Do we feel different there at all? How do you feel, Nimue?
I feel like me.
I guess we should check outside, shouldn't we?
She's gonna hold the toad to Mars, like just you see like a little hand up in your face. Lick the toad, Mars. Lick it.
I'm gonna look over to Krigga.
If you guys would like to lick it together, as did me and Sinead, you can.
As you say that, Mars is gonna lift up his mask and lick the toad.
Yeah, Krigga was already reaching out to snatch it out of your hands when you said that too.
She like brings it down to Krigga. Now, okay, now you lick it.
Yeah, Krigga will take it from you and then lick it.
I want my toad back.
He'll give it back to you.
A very good toad.
She
But
puts
he
the
licked
toad in her pack.
Well, duty calls. And Sinead's gonna go outside behind door.
Krigga will go outside.
Okay, you head outside, and Dor is hunched over in the corner next to the entry door, sort of like hiding. But you see hazy forms begin materializing before you, faint at first, but growing brighter and more solid. Dozens of glowing spirits of Shatterkai elves drift and waving their way through the forest. You catch glimpses of a few more detailed faces. An old woman wearing a cruel sneer, a child with mournful eyes, a warrior still clad in armor with terrible wounds gaping. The glowing spirits pay you no mind as they go about their scenes from their bygone lives, oblivious to the observers.
I think Sinead would immediately set to work, and she has her prayer wheel out, and she's praying over these spirits to see if she can send them back to their god. And she'll look back at Nim. Do they all worship the same god?
The Shadar-kai worship the Raven Queen.
Right. Okay. Back to the Raven Queen. You all go, and she's gonna very quickly give rites of passages and whatnot.
Okay, so one by one you see these spirits disappearing, sort of like a flame has been snuffed out.
Well, if we're looking for the spiritual version of you, I could at least thin the herd, so to speak.
You see, like, Nimwe's demeanor has changed slightly. She's looking at all of the Shidarkai with a mournful look, and a bit of confusion touching her face. I don't know why the Raven Queen would let this happen. Seems like such a terrible fate.
I think in an attempt to sort of cheer you up a bit, Sinead will walk over and put her hand on your shoulder and say, "But that's all right, because I'm a Doom Guide, and this is a part of the job, you know, is finding lost spirits and sending them back home. I don't necessarily think it is a matter of the Raven Queen letting this happen or not letting this happen. The gods are sort of ambivalent to us mortals here. But spirits get lost, and it is my purpose to send them back."
There has to be something at the source of this. A reason. If the Raven Queen makes great promises to those who are devoted to her, this is very far from her promise.
Then let us find the source then, Nimue, and as we go along, I will sort of do my best to send as many back as I possibly can.
Thank you, Sinead. Do I recall any specifics of what was said to me about coming here, Duro?
So it's you know, I don't really remember either. What I told you. I know what's happening, but I don't remember what I told you. I know that the symbiote, I forget what his name is, said that if you were to come here, you'd find your answers about
Right.
why the spirit was trying to kill you. So I don't know if they answered your question.
That's okay. All right, I think we would probably keep pressing forward to see if we could look for maybe the source of this.
Mm-hmm. I think that I think Sinead would reach or leave her hand out for Nimue to take and grasp as she sort of moves through this sea of spirits, and as she's going, she's praying on each one of them.
So as you are making your way through the forest again, you once again see Lantern has made its return. But this time, you can see for what it really is. Holding the lantern off a gnarled staff is an old hunched Shatterkai elf. The elf is in a dark gray cloak that blends in with the shadows. His eyes glint silver from beneath the hood.
Is he a ghost? Like, would I recognize him as a ghost, or does he look fairly corporeal to me?
He looks corporeal. He looks like he's a normal person, but no, he's not normal. Like, you're not able to see him without.
How far from us is he?
I'll say he's 60 feet once again.
Okay. Nimue is going to point to him and say, "It has to be him. I think it's him. He has to be causing this. Or involved in it in some manner." And she's gonna drop Sinead's hand and start, like, rushing towards him. No, she's not running, but she's, like, walking very swiftly.
I think Sinead would sort of be up on your heel, trying to keep up with you as best she can. She doesn't really want you to approach this creature without help.
Excuse me,
Courier's gonna be right behind.
sir?
He begins to run away from you.
Do I have a spell for that?
You have a bear trap for that.
I do. I'm going to cast Hold Person.
Okay.
You see my hand dip into the pouch at my side, and I pull out a piece of metal, and I point it towards him, and I say, "Stop!" That is a charisma. No. Wisdom spell save 14.
Okay. He stops dead in his tracks as you cast a spell on him.
Beautiful. Well, she stops and turns to Sinead. Well, that should do it. We've got about a minute now of them being paralyzed.
Oh, let's make this quick then. Let's find out what you need to know.
She's gonna run up onto him. Can they still speak in Hold Person?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Does he say anything as I approach?
You have come to my forest.
This is your place. You're doing this to the Shadarkai.
It is not what I am doing to them. It is what has happened to them.
What do you mean?
You can sense the same fate that they have had bestowed upon them in you. You are like me and the others. A shadow curse has taken hold of you.
And I've come here to fix that.
You have come to the right place. I am Zacharias. I was banished from my home in the Shadowfell centuries ago. I took up residence here and began to learn from these spirits. Eventually, I learned how to suppress this curse.
How did you do it?
You see him shake the lantern. It's on his staff. This is my shadow curse. For as long as it remains there, it cannot harm me. It is not a permanent solution, but few people dare enter these woods.
Why were you banned from the Shadowlands?
been so long, even I have forgotten.
I see. And what can I do to break this curse?
Come with me, and I will show you how to bind your curse as I did.
She releases the hold person on him. Very well.
So you guys gonna follow him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is.
Yeah.
Sinead's
Yeah.
gonna go as well. She won't leave Nimue alone with this man.
Okay. So Zacharias takes you to a small clearing where wood and bone hang from cords stretched between the trees, clacking softly in the breeze. You do not notice any of these spirits in this area. They seem to be sort of warded off by these wood and bone hangings. In the center is a circle engraved with runes. A metal cage that resembles Zacharias's lantern sits just outside the circle. Take the lantern and stand in the circle. I'll force the spirit to show itself.
She'll do as he asks.
Okay, so you stand in the center of the circle. Does everybody else sort of stand next to Nimue?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'd be right behind her.
Okay. Zacharias begins to wave his hands. A whirl of spiritual energy congeals within inside the circle, slowly shaping Nimue's shadow-cursed spirit, the one that has been haunting her. It begins to shriek and rattle as it tries to flee the circle. Strike now before it escapes. We will go to our combat real quick. All right, what's your guys' initiative?
I rolled a 6.
Oh, no.
Not letting me roll. Oh, there it goes.
Krigga has an 11.
I rolled a 6 as well.
Mars has a 12.
I'm fairly higher, certain you have the higher dex than I do. Great.
My dex is 12.
Yeah, mine is 10.
Okay, so the spirit, the Nimue spirit is trying to escape. So we will have Mars. you're up first to try to subdue this spirit.
I'll turn and just to double check. We are killing this, correct?
I suppose so. He said for us to strike.
I'll let one fly with advantage.
Okay. Oh, it's a crit.
Correct. Cool.
So you get your... Oh, you don't get sneak attack. That's 11 damage.
Yep.
Nice.
Let's see. Do I have any bonus actions I can do? Don't think so. I'll go ahead and end right there.
Okay, Krigga, it's
Right,
your
Krigga.
turn.
Krigga's going to use a bonus action to activate Giant Smite and grow big. And then he's going to swing and use an advantage on the swing.
Okay. All right, you're gonna smash the spirit.
And that'll be it.
Okay, you get 2 attacks, don't you?
Oh, shit, that's right, I do. Sorry about that. Yeah.
It's okay.
That'll be it then. Thank you for the reminder.
No problem. All right, Nimue, it's your turn.
Can you guess what I'm gonna cast?
Nope.
Eldritch Blast! Am I correct dice? Ooh, that's 25. I'm gonna assume that hit.
Yes.
And I'm gonna go ahead and roll for both beams. The other one is a 9.
9 to attack. Okay. That won't hit.
Okay. 7 damage.
Nice. Now we're up to Sinead.
Bonus action spiritual weapon. And she's gonna place it right next to the spirit Nimue. The anti-Nimue.
Okay.
An attack with it. That's a nat 20.
Nice.
2d8. I have a d8 somewhere around here. Oh. It's a 5 plus a 6, so it's 11 plus 7, so 18
To attack? Oh, damage. No.
for the damage.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
It's a big hit.
That was a big hit. It's a nat 20, so I would hope so. And then I'm gonna go ahead for my actual action. I will use Sacred Flame. It's a DC 15 for a Dex saving throw.
Okay, so the spirit will not save.
Okay. And that's another D8. It's a 7. Mm.
7 damage. Let's see. Okay.
Nimue shouts,
Ooh.
"Really nice to my friend there. She's my only best friend."
Okay, so the spirits now pretty badly injured will look to Sinead and will charge towards you and like get inside of your body. I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
You have advantages.
I'm gonna go ahead and use an advantage, Duro.
Okay.
Thank God, because that was a 2. Okay, that's an 11 plus 6, so 17.
Okay. So you're able to like wrestle with the spirit and force it back out.
Imagine Nimue like rapid fire praying in Celestial to get this thing out of her.
Yeah. It will now, in anger, unleash a horrible a visage of something you that you fear most, whatever that is.
Failing Felonbor.
Okay, so maybe you're dying or something.
Yeah, well, yeah, really failing Krigga and failing the drawbridge and dying, or Krigga dying. That's it, really.
Yeah. So I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I'll be using an advantage.
Or become so shocked by this,
Okay.
it affects you.
I'm
What's
gonna go
16?
ahead and use an advantage as well on this one.
What's 16 plus 7, Duro?
16 plus 7
Mm-hmm.
is 23.
That's what I rolled.
I rolled a 7.
10
With an
for
advantage?
Mars.
Yep. Oh no.
What's your
No.
bonuses? Do you
Not-
have
not
any wisdom?
1. I have 1.
So you roll a 6.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
I got a 14 total.
Okay.
Mars rolled a 10.
Okay. So let's see. So Mars and Krigga, you are so frightened by this visage of horror that you become frightened by this spirit. And also, it's so horrifying that you age 10 years older.
Can Krigga take that?
He's not quite that old, but he is old, yeah. I mean it's rough.
They're noticeably older at this point.
Yeah.
10 years.
I feel like
But-
that makes sense, though, if Krigga sees Sinead's biggest fear being him dying. That would be very much the emotional toll on the old man.
Yeah, seems legit. Oh, if we come up against this again, keep in mind we all have the amulet of Kellenvor. It's not going to help because I already rolled advantage, but it gets advantage on fright and condition.
Okay.
Oh.
We have to roll for Door.
No, door!
Oh no, Door, he's also frightened and older.
Door!
So he's an old man Door now.
I feel like Door would be very confused as to what is happening to him.
Alright, so Door, he will not attack again. Alright. We're back to Mars. Mars, you need to make a roll or you're still frightened.
Another wisdom.
Yeah.
You said the amulet gives us advantage.
Yep.
Good. 16.
Okay, you are not frightened anymore, but that's part of your turn.
Was that my action or just
Oh wait, you could still
attack?
let me see. You let's see. So frightened gives you okay, so you could attack, but you have disadvantage. But after this turn you'll not have frightened anymore.
I'm gonna use an advantage to make it a straight roll.
Okay.
Uh, 14.
Okay, you're gonna hit it. So go ahead and roll for your damage. You got your sneak attack as well.
All right. I'm gonna need it. So that's 4 piercing plus 5 sneak attack.
Okay.
So 14 altogether.
Now we have Krigga.
All right, you want me to roll for the save first?
Yes. All right, you're not frightened anymore.
All right, here are my 2 attacks. At disadvantage, correct?
Yep, at disadvantage. Okay, you're still gonna hit that one.
How about with a 13?
No.
Okay, that'll be it.
Nimue, it's your turn.
I am going to cast Eldritch Blast again. That's a 19 and a 25. I'm assuming both those hit.
Yes.
Okay. For a total of 17 damage.
Okay. How do you want to subdue it, I guess? That makes any sense. You're not killing it because it
Right.
can't really die, but
You see Nimue point her finger at the spirit and shout an incantation, and a bolt of energy shoots from it and kind of fills the spirit, knocking it backwards and landing her to the ground.
okay. So as it's losing its strength, this the lantern that you're holding begins to shake as it's forcing the spirit inside. So it begins to be, sucked in until eventually it's completely inside, and it now glows yellow as the spirit is trapped within.
I think Nimue is a bit sad about this. She would be just kind of staring at the lantern. Her face looking a bit lost.
The deed is done. As long as it remains there, you'll be free from the curse.
I think Sinead would go up to Nimue, seeing the sadness, and sort of bend low. I find that it is easier through a grieving process to have a personal goodbye. Would you like to say goodbye to her?
She's not gone, though. Now she's just trapped inside of there. It's quite horrible.
What is it that you would want then, Nimue?
I'm not sure. It just doesn't feel right. She's gonna turn to the man with the lantern. Is there no other way to correct this?
There is another way. But you must go to the Shadowfell.
And what would happen then?
You must spend a time there to allow the energies absorbed inside of you once again. It is not the spirit itself that haunts you, it is the curse. Curse that all of us share.
And if I were to die on this plane, what would happen to the spirit then?
It would remain there so long as it is in the lantern.
It's a horrible fate. She's gonna look back to Sinead. I think that when our mission is done, when we have helped Cormyr with what we promised, then I must leave. I have to correct this wrong. I cannot let my spirit remain torn. And if I were to die on this plane, I could not leave my spirit here behind. You see, the Shadar-kai, we believe that when we die, the Raven Queen will bring us back over and over again, and we can live eternal champions. I cannot do this if my spirit remains here when I die. Can you make me a promise, Sinead?
Of course.
If I were to die on this plane, would you take my spirit back to the Shadowfell?
I think Sinead would look at you for a long moment, and there would be a long, pregnant pause between the two of you. And she would put both her hands on your shoulders and sort of steer you to look at her head on. Nimue, it is not just my duty as a priestess of Kalimfor to do such a thing, but it would be the greatest honor as your friend. I would never let your spirit remain here. That is a fate worse than death itself.
Thank you, Sinead. It means very much to me.
I think Sinead would draw you into a hug, and I think it might be their first hug.
I think so.
Well, her first real hug. And she would squeeze you really tight.
I think Nimue would kind of be like stiff. Happening. And like after like a moment or two, she would kind of loosen up into it and return the hug.
Once Sinead successfully crushes you for just a moment, she would step back and look you over and say, if it makes you feel better, I'll add to that promise. I will make sure that you never die on this plane.
Thank you, Sinead. Though I don't think that's a promise that you could keep. We don't know what's ahead of us. I hope it doesn't happen. But the sentiment is very kind. You truly are my best friend.
And you are mine. I think you're, other than Krigga, I think you're my only friend. I guess Mars is all right, but he's a bit odd.
He's a bit strange.
It's a bit strange.
Can be our friend still. Well, think we have more work to do.
I suppose that we should look further into this place. And she's gonna look at all of the spirits that are sort of looming about. So I'm assuming they're all still sort of looming about.
Yeah, you didn't send all of them because there's just so many.
Sinead really would like to sit and just do that, but that is not a realistic goal to have. But she would look back at Nimue and say, perhaps we look for Thomas.
We should. She's gonna turn to the Shadar Kai.
Have you perchance seen a man? He's been described as very tall and muscular, roaming about the woods. His name is Thomas? Or Tomas? We're not quite sure.
Or Ted.
Could be Ted. Could also be Tim.
The poor boy got spooked by the poor boy's horse got spooked when he caught the sight of me. He ran after the horse, but it was too quick for him. He's probably still somewhere here, lost.
Can you point us in the direction he went?
He begins to, look around, and I believe he went in that direction.
Very well. Well, thank you for helping me.
Of course, we must stick together. Us Shatter Kai.
She's going to open her pack and hand to him 5 small gems that she had in her bag.
I know it's not very much, but if you were ever gifted with the ability to go back to the Shadowfell, perhaps you could bring these to the Raven Queen, and she would forgive you for your trespasses. And you wouldn't be cursed to stay here, torn from your very soul.
Thank you. If I have the chance, I will take it.
Oh. Should we go find Tim, Ted, Thomas?
Thomas, yes. I suppose we should. Perhaps we go back to the cart and make it a simpler journey for us.
Would be nice. I could send Merlin out in that direction.
That would be helpful. And while you're doing that, Sinead starts kind of praying over more and more spirits, just one by one. Just she's really taking a bite out of this. Like, this is like, she's like automatic in her nature.
Yeah, Nimue is gonna give Merlin a few scritches and send him off towards the direction that the elf pointed.
Okay, so Merlin takes his flight, begins to weave through the trees, like Mars was doing right there. And eventually he finds Thomas. He is hunched over in sort of a circular, like a half circle of trees. He's got like tear stains on his cheeks, and he's got a runny nose. It seems to be he's been quite upset by the situation.
You see Nimwe's like eyes kind of go out of focus as she's looking through the eyes of Merlin.
Oh, seems as though we found him. He's not far. Poor thing. He's quite scared.
What does he look like?
Is he handsome? Actually, I feel like Nimue would just be like,
Oh, he looks like a man. Yeah, a man.
Nothing like
Is he like the drawings of Kalimdor that I did in the fan fiction?
does he look like those, Duro?
Not quite. Though he is hunched over and it seems like as though he may have been crying, so
So sensitive.
sensitive.
I think that's a nice feature for a man.
A sensitive man?
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
I can fix him.
I hope so. Well, let's not waste any time. Let's head his way.
Right. Hey, could you indulge me? Would you all be all right getting the cards yourselves? And as she says that, she just really wants to do this because she doesn't get to do it very often. She's going to go ahead and cast Radiant Soul and bring the wings out.
Yes, I could do that.
And you see Nimue, she starts whispering under her breath and doing this on you. And any like dirtiness or dirt you may have collected in the woods, she's casting prestidigitation on you. And she's like cleaning you up.
Oh, that's quite good.
And
Wonderful. Okay. And then she describes, like, she points the direction and describes what it looks like where he's at.
we'll go get the cart, and we'll give you a moment, and we'll be there soon.
Right, excellent.
Yes.
Hopefully he's cute. If he's not, then that's all right as well. At least I have a presence.
Wonderful.
Right, I'll see you there soon.
As Nimue is walking away, she kind of does one of these over her shoulders and another little incantation, and she's going to cast Thaumaturgy on Sinead. And she's where is it? She's going to make her eyes glow.
I think the Radiant Soul already makes my eyes glow.
Does it?
I think so. Luminous incorporeal wings. Yes, causing your eyes to glimmer. I glimmer.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
We're
Scratch
glimmering.
Could have her
Recon.
hair
Yeah,
blow.
Yeah,
in the
you
wind.
could cast me very glowy, the rest of me. So I'm just like a little beacon of light.
Well, thaumaturgy specifically states the eyes. You can change the appearance of your eyes.
Oh, okay. We got it covered. I appreciate the thought. Sinead does at least. And then Nimwe's not Nimue. You're Nimue.
It's your turn to do it this week.
Sinead is going to fly up in the air with her wings and start soaring towards Thomas.
Thomas, he's getting horrified.
Be not afraid.
I'm telling you, man, it's screwed either way.
Biblically accurate Sinead.
No.
Anyway, what's up?
All right, so you fly through the trees in the direction that was given to you, and eventually you find Thomas, who did Merlin come back?
Nope.
Okay,
Definitely not spying.
okay. It looks like He stood up because Merlin's just staring at him. He's like looking at Merlin. Sinead, you come in with your your glowiness, your angelic.
Yeah.
And he's just like terrified. And he hunches down and holds his hands up.
When Sinead lands, she's going to put her hands up. Be not afraid there. I'm just an ASMR. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to help you. Are you Thomas? What's his comeliness, Duro? You gotta tell me.
Let's say 15.
Okay.
He's got some tattered clothes, which sort of lowers it, but
Okay. But if he were to be cleaned up, he'd be like a 20.
yeah.
Okay, sick. Great.
He's gonna say to you, "Did Killamvor send you to save me?"
Are you familiar with Kellamvor?
Yes, he's the one I prayed to.
Sinead, is about to have a heart attack. Yes, Kellamvor did send me to save you. He spoke to me. My name's Sinead. I'm a priestess of Kellamvor.
You're not an angel, then?
I'm an ASMR, so I'm the child of an angel. An angel sired me.
Well, I guess that's good enough.
Yeah. But I met Jorah. Our paths crossed by guidance of Kellamvor, of course. And he told me that you had gotten lost out here.
Yes, I did get lost. I was scared, and my horse ran away from me.
Right, it's okay to get scared, especially when you have an ASMR nearby. That's crazy that you're also a worshipper of Kellamvor. Have you been up to Skullcrag before? And Sinead's voice is slowly getting higher and higher in pitch.
I've been there time to time recently. Why?
Oh.
Why do you ask?
Oh, I just asked because that is where I'm from. I'm from the Temple of Kellamvor up in Skullcrag. And I've just never seen you there before.
Father Thomas is my uncle. That's who I'm named after.
Oh, I see. Father Thomas helped educate me. That's so crazy. He actually recently named me as a Doom Guide. That's crazy. That's your uncle. I see. That's wow. That's what a coincidence. There. But yes, I work for Father Thomas.
Oh, well, he's quite the man, isn't he?
He is. He's a wonderful man. I love Father Thomas almost as much as I love my own father. Well, he's not really my father. He raised me because my father is an angel, so I've been sired by a father. Like I said that by an angel. I said that before, but he still raised me like I was his own. Anyway, not Father Thomas Krigga, but you don't know who that is. Don't worry about that. Yeah.
Well then, should we be going?
I have a cart.
Oh, well, let's go then.
We'll wait for the cart.
Oh, okay, they're coming to us.
Yep, they're coming to you there, Thomas. Did I tell you my name is Sinead?
Brad, you've noticed that Nimue was supposed to go to the cart, but she's just standing there with that faraway look because she's currently just watching all this happen and hasn't moved a single step.
My mental image is that Krigga picks you up and like tucks you under his arm.
And she's just
Just watching this happen. So we can sit here and talk about how much we love Kellenvar.
Yes, we could talk about that.
That's crazy that you're also a worshiper of Kellenvar. That's crazy.
Yes, my uncle Tom, like I said, he's the father at Skullcrag.
Yeah.
does he have a cabin? As soon as as soon as Nimue hears the word cart, you see her, Mars, and she's like, oh, fuck. We have to go now. And she's like beelining for the cart because she doesn't want to miss anything.
Sinead's little legs hauling ass. Nimue's little legs, not Sinead's. God
It's
damn
okay.
it.
It's okay. It's your turn to have the curse. And she's gonna run all the way back to the cart and just like jump on and just and like start in the direction of Sinead.
Well, Krigga better run his little legs off to catch up and get in the cart.
And
We're both quite short, so it's okay.
I'm just taking long strides.
You're walking next to us.
Krigga's laying on some
guys are going
foul
like this, I'm
words
just
at
going.
you.
I think that while she's waiting, Sinead would ask Thomas, and I'm sure your wife or your girlfriend or your lover is or betrothed is quite worried about you.
No, I'm married to Kellenvor.
Me too. That's amazing. Are you a priest yourself there, Thomas?
Priest in training.
Wow, that's crazy. You know that Kellenvor doesn't say anything about you not being able to marry. I've read all the books, you know. But that's just, don't worry about that either. That's amazing. So what are you doing working on a farm and being a farmhand for Dora? He's quite rude. He doesn't like you very much. I think that you should come with us. I mean, what?
Well, you see, my mother, she owns the farm. She
Oh, I see.
inherited it from
Right.
her father, and we just tend to it.
I see. I see. I see. And are you kindly to your mother? It's very important for an ASMR to know that.
Yes, of course.
Right. So you're a good boy then. That's good. How do you feel about facing off with dwarves?
Well, you see, I don't think I've met a dwarf before.
Oh, amazing! That's crazy. There's dwarves up at the temple at Skull Crag. Maybe you haven't interacted with any of them. Anyway, how long have you been visiting Skull Crag? You hadn't been there maybe in the last 5-10 years.
No, it's been quite a while.
I see. And how old are you there, Thomas?
By this land's calendar, 25.
Can I ask you a rather personal question?
Yes.
You're not an ASMR, are you?
No, I'm a human boy.
Oh, right. Okay. Very beefy boy. Beefy sad boy.
You just hear in the distance, I got the cart! I got the you hear like the horses coming.
Oh, the cart's here, Thomas.
Oh, that cart. Okay.
Yep, these are my friends and father.
You're gonna see Merlin fly down from the tree and land on my shoulder.
Oh, he was here the whole time. That's crazy. And he worships Kellenvor. Krigga, isn't that great? That's my father. He helps.
Are you okay, daughter? You seem unwell.
I'm perfectly fine. Why would you ever say such a thing like that? I look perfectly fine and angelic and perfect.
As you wish. And who is this again?
This is Thomas. Did you know that Thomas, the boy that we're rescuing for Jorah, did you know that his uncle is Father Tom?
I was unaware Father Tom had such a relative.
Yes, well, he's also studying to be a priest, so I think that's quite interesting there. That's very interesting information. Wouldn't you all say that that is very interesting?
It's very interesting.
Since I'm a priestess of Kalimvor, I'm a doom guide, and I'm also married to Kalimvor. He's married to Kalimvor. He does not have a wife.
I think they call that coincidence.
Quite the coincidence,
Quite
indeed.
the coincidence.
I think it's
Fate,
more
Steven.
called not coincidence. I think the word you're looking for is accident or unfortunate, maybe. Maybe
Fate?
unfortunate accident.
Serendipitous?
I think serendipitous is a good word for that. How serendipitous, indeed.
I think it's ironic.
Could even be fate.
Just a little bit ironic, don't you
It's a
think?
little bit ironic. Would you say it's like rain on your wedding day?
Would you say it's like 10,000 spoons and all you need is a knife?
Interesting.
Interesting.
Anyway, Nimue, don't you want to sit in the back of the cart? And I'll drive the cart, and Thomas can sit up front and guide me back to his farm, and I'll take him back to his farm, and then that's what we'll do.
Nimue, if you sit in the back of the cart with me, you can help me sharpen my axe.
Oh! Yeah, I guess I'll sit in the back. That's fine. She's gonna move into the back, but she, as she does so, is going to, under her breath, cast Prestidigitation and make the front seat smell like someone farted.
Awesome.
I thought you were helping me there, Nimue.
She was, but you made her move to the back.
Yeah, well, I wanted to sit with Thomas.
Maybe I wanted to
Perhaps-
sit in the middle of you guys. I don't know.
Would you maybe want to drive the cart? Well, no, that's not good either.
Would you like to sit in the back with Thomas, with your dad? Well, I
No.
drive the cart.
I don't think I would. I
Are you
don't.
sure?
I don't think so.
Krigga?
I don't think so. I don't think that's necessary.
Krigga, do you have an input? I don't mind the smell of farts. Thomas, I don't mind the smell of your farts.
They're not his farts.
I think it smells like farts up here.
I don't care where and Krigga just looks at him disdainfully, boy sits.
I think that you should be nice to him, Krigga, because he is a priest in training, and I think that you should remember that. Anyway, let's all sit on the cart. What if we all sit on the front of the cart together, and then nobody's upset about anything, and Sinead doesn't have a panic attack? Anyway, I think we should go.
Nimue sits in the back next to Mars, and she like kind of sidles up to him and looks up.
I think she'd be a bit nicer to me with all that I just went through. She apparently wants to sit in front with her boyfriend.
I think I can hear you. And I tell you what, I just made an oath to you, and that I would never break. And you know that this is repairing my broken heart from
I don't hear the cart moving.
Wait, the cart's moving.
She just looks at the floor.
Sinead starts the cart.
Okay, so you turn the cart around
Flippity.
and head out the forest. My farm isn't too far away from here.
Okay, I'll take you to your farm.
Thank you, that is very kind of you. Your stature as a doom guide behooves you.
Are you sure you don't want to sit in the front of the cart all the time and stay with us, and then you could always have the front of the cart with my best friend?
Well, that would be so sudden.
I don't think Sinead would mind.
I think that I actually would like to drop Thomas off the farm because I do quite like sitting in the front of the cart with you. I just would like to talk to Thomas for a little bit on this one ride. No, I drop him off at his farm. Damn it.
All right, so you guys make it clear of the forest. On your way out, you see Joran is still there, tending to his wheel.
I think that we should all give Durin the finger as we pass by.
What's the finger?
She turns to Mars.
Krigga taught me this when I was young. It's when you do this.
Is that the finger, Mars?
Also, not actually give him a finger.
What if we give him your finger? I could assist. Which one will you
like
think
my
that you would miss
fingers.
the least, Mars?
I like my fingers.
Oh,
They help me with the bow.
You could give him my fingers. I don't mind.
Like Nimue is like, ooh.
which one do you think you would miss the least, Dor?
The little pinky one. No one needs it.
Like as he's finishing talking, she's already got a dagger out and she's holding it.
No. We're not cutting off any fingers back there. What are you doing?
I'm giving him a finger.
No, we're giving the finger. Show her how to do it, Krigga.
That
It's
is
quite
the
funny.
Krigga's chubby little hands. He does it with all kinds of like pent up aggression that's just completely forced and fake.
Nimue kneels or like leans in really close to Dor.
You hear that? You have to give your finger. It's for the queen.
Yeah. Give me your knife.
Now, I'm gonna do it. But you just breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay?
You got it.
Count down.
3, 2.
On 2, she cuts it off.
Ah!
And she throws the finger and tries to hit the guy in the face with it. I gave
Was she
him a
successful?
finger.
That was quite funny. I quite like that.
I think it was very funny. Dor,
Did
how
it
do you
work?
feel?
Well, it doesn't hurt just yet, but come tomorrow.
Do you think you'll miss it?
No,
Good, because I told
Just
you to
call me
choose the one
names.
you would miss the least. So
it
good
calls
job.
me names.
It could call your finger calls you names.
Yeah, like smelly and dumb.
You should probably stop putting that finger where it would get smelly then.
All right, so you guys head off towards Thomas's farm. You travel for not too far of a distance before you see the homestead in the middle of fields of grain. It's not nothing robust, but it's very homely. You see animals and that sort of thing sort of spread out nearby. There's a light in the window. Of course, it's still night, so you're able to see that very clearly. You pull up the cart just outside the homestead. Well, thank you for helping me get back home. Would you like to meet my family?
I think I would like that quite a bit. There. Does everybody else want to meet Thomas's family?
She looks at Krigga like, "Ooh, what's he gonna say?"
Krigga just grumbles something incoherent. You can't even understand what he said.
Krigga!
Fine.
Yeah, I'd like to meet their family too, says Dor.
Should guard the cart.
Yeah, I don't think you should be going anywhere with the blood loss right now. You could faint, and it would be very embarrassing for
And
Queen Sinead.
and gross.
Gross.
Okay, I'll watch the cards.
I will watch door.
You don't
Watching
want to-
the cart.
You don't want to come in and meet Thomas's family.
Do you want me to come in and meet Thomas's family?
Well, if you would like to, you can. You don't have to if you don't want to, but
But do you want me to?
I always want you around.
Yes, I'll come and meet his family.
She like climbs down from the cart.
Well, shall we then?
Does your family fart as much as you do, Thomas?
He didn't fart.
You didn't hear that. He was walking inside.
Probably for the best.
Mars will slither out of the back and kind
Nimue,
of sigh and
go ahead.
will follow behind everybody.
Yeah, Nimue's gonna follow behind Sinead, and as she's doing so, she's casting prestidigitation and creating a fart smell inside the house.
You fucker.
Okay, so Thomas opens the door and he yells, "Everybody, I'm home. It's me, Thomas."
Nimue steps up beside Sinead. It smells like farts in here.
I don't know what you're doing, but I feel like you're making the fart smell, and I don't have any way to prove that, but
How could
I think
How could I? I haven't even been inside, Sinead.
I just have a sneaking suspicion that it's you.
It's a bit presumptuous of you.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's that presumptuous, considering that the fart smell started when I told you to sit in the back of the car just because I wanted to sit next to Thomas, but it's fine. It's
Do
fine.
you think that Thomas would like to meet little Sinead?
I will tell you here and now. So help me Kalimvor.
Help you, Killenvor. I could bring Killenvor out, and she starts digging through her bag for the pictures.
I will let you know that although you might be able to do Eldritch Blast and all sorts of horrible things, I will make myself explode.
I don't want you to explode.
Yeah, well, I might. This is like the perfect one for me. No,
She's
but-
got like one of the
Sit.
pictures in her hands, and she's like looking down at it and looking at Sinead.
Don't ruin this for me. This is it. This is the golden goose.
Puts it back in the bag.
But do you think
I was-
maybe we could show him the book and the music box and how they sing to each other?
Different. That's cool.
Okay.
We love the music box and the book, and we like making them talk to each other. It's a neat trick. Maybe his family will find it a fun party trick.
Maybe a party trick.
But we won't tell him about
So
the
I
pearl,
shouldn't charm his mother into instantly loving you.
though. I didn't say not to do that.
Charming on the table. No little Sinead. No drawings. Okay, I think I'm prepared.
Great. But not the pearl. We can't tell her about her pearl. She might take our candies or idea.
Oh, yes. No, we wouldn't want that.
It's proprietary.
Proprietary.
I don't know what that means. But
Me
I know
neither.
It's important. Yes. I've heard Krigga say it once.
It sounds like an important word.
Agreed.
How sneakily or how hidden did you keep that picture of Kalimvor when you took it out of the bag?
She didn't take it all the way out of the bag. She's kind of like holding it at like the threshold, looking at it.
But it would have been an eyesight of somebody maybe.
A tall person standing behind her, looking over her shoulder, could have looked down into that bag. Yes, you giant.
Okay. Well, I'll act like I didn't see it.
as everybody goes inside, Nimue stops at the door and turns and looks at Krigga and shouts, are you sure you don't want to meet your future son-in-law, Krigga?
Krigga doesn't even know how to respond to that. Krigga will stop towards the door.
That a boy. Good choice. Maybe he's got a hot mom.
No, because she can't be my stepmother. No. Maybe like a hot
Maybe she's
friend.
widowed.
Maybe shut up. Stop it.
You know, I'm feeling, for some reason, I'm feeling extra old and cranky today.
But a hot
Maybe-
mom?
Maybe I should just step on you and crush you like a bug.
Me?
Do not test me today.
Oh. I was just looking out for you.
I
You
think that
look
was a bit
lonely.
harsh. That was a bit harsh, I think. Maybe you do need to be set up, but not with Thomas's mother.
I think with Thomas's mother, I think it's
I don't-
perfect.
No, I don't
We
think
don't
so.
know what she looks like yet. What if she's beautiful?
What if she's hideous? Well, she can't be, because Thomas is beautiful.
Krigga's gonna take out
Ah.
Lil Krigga and start having a conversation with Lil Krigga. Little Krigga, I don't even know what to do anymore with these people. I don't understand these young people. I don't understand them at all. I just want them to just, let's go about our business. We've got work to do. We just need to get it done. Don't you think so? And he's just going on and on. It's not
Krigga, you're
stopping.
going to weird out your future wife.
Stop
if she
interrupting me. I'm
catches
having
you.
a conversation with Lil Krigga. Don't
You're
be
talking
rude.
to a turtle. He doesn't
Don't be rude.
understand you. Krigga.
He's a turtle.
He's
Don't
a
listen
turtle.
to them. I know you understand everything I
Please
say.
don't
listen to
embarrass
everything they
me in front
say.
of Thomas's mother.
I'm gonna shake him and make him cry again if you don't stop.
Krigga's gonna take out the dagger and like hold it up to Little Krigga's palm and say, "See, remember what I told you? If things go bad in there, you know what to do."
I don't think a turtle committing suicide is going to help anybody in this
No,
situation, Krigga.
I think he means for the turtle to use the dagger on us. But I think it would be more effective if he just, like, tied it to his shell.
You've been training the turtle to kill us, Krigga.
I've been training the turtle. Mind your business.
To kill us.
You see Mars holding out his dagger and like kind of looking at the turtle, like making sure that you twist when you.
You're in on
Are we
this,
going in?
Mars.
Are we going in or not?
We're freaking going! God, you guys are embarrassing except for Nimue! Well, Nimue's a little bit, but it's more acceptable from Nimue because she's my best friend, so I accept it better.
Nobody mentioned how it smells like farts in here. We'll get embarrassed.
You're right. We should go back to the Cardance and Doran.
I'm going to cry. Anyway,
All right, so you enter the farmstead, and you see the whole family lined up right in front of the door.
I hope they haven't heard a conversation.
She just
Fine, we're
moves out of the
there
way
for a
and
while.
everybody's standing there like,
They are staring, yes.
Mars will quickly put his dagger.
I'm Sinead. I almost said Shimway. Anyway, I'm Sinead. I'm Priestess of Kalimvor, and we saved your son Thomas.
All right, so in front of you, you see an older gentleman, probably in his late 60s. You got Thomas, a younger lady, probably in her late teens, and then two children, like 10 and 7, a boy and a girl.
wait,
Uh,
so Thomas, his mom, and 2 siblings. Was there a dad in there? Sorry.
So you didn't see any parents involved.
Oh, no parents. Okay.
Oh,
You
they're
saw
orphans.
who was probably the grandfather
Oh, okay.
and second young, their sister, brother, and then sister.
Oh,
Nimue standing very rigidly next to Sinead.
The older gentleman he'll respond to you. Hello, you must be Sinead, you said?
yep. I'm Sinead. I'm priestess of Kalimdor.
Thomas just told us you saved him.
Uh-huh. I appeared to him like an angel. Because I'm sired from an angel. I'm of angelic blood.
We thank you for saving him. It's been quite hard since his parents.
Or,
And
oh.
anyways,
Nimue looks back to Krigga. Oh, better luck next time, I guess.
Krigga's just shaking his head.
you're welcome to stay for the night. It's quite late, don't you know?
I suppose it is quite late. It is quite late, everyone. Have you heard? It's quite late.
Is there room for us here?
There's room out in the barn.
In the where? The barn? This feels like front seat situation, she said to Nimue or to Sinead really quietly.
Ah! I would stay in the barn with you. I wouldn't just stay in this house without you. That would be strange.
You don't want to stay with your new boyfriend.
No, because he's not my boyfriend.
Sure doesn't feel like he's not.
Well, we just met after all, so I don't even know if I really like him or not. He doesn't seem very receptive to my charms and my otherworldly beauty that is akin to all of ASMR.
Would you guys like to see a party trick? We have a party trick. Would you like?
Yeah, before we all, settle in for the evening, we do have a neat trick that Nimue and I like to show friends and
Party
others.
trick.
It's party trick for people at a party. And this is sort of like a party.
It's like a party. There's a party of people.
Yep.
I don't know if I said his name. Rolf. Rolf is the grandfather.
Rolf.
Isn't it a bit late for party tricks?
Oh, right. She
Right.
looks at Sinead. He's he gets far past his bedtime.
Yeah, maybe another time we'll show you our party
Yeah.
trick.
Yes.
Well, it was very nice to meet all of you. I suppose that we'll stay in your barn.
Thomas will interrupt you and say, Grandfather, don't you think we could be more hospitable and allow them to stay in the farmstead, not in the barn? And he'll say, You're right. Where's my hospitality? You can stay here. It's not a whole lot of room, but we'll see what we can accommodate for you.
No, we didn't save your son or anything.
Yeah, Nimue doesn't even take that much space up, and she's quite small. And Mars really is the one who takes the most space because he's long. It's more of a geometry situation. But Thomas, would you like to go pray together?
Yes, I could show you our shrine to Kellenvor.
I would quite like that. See, Krigga, he's a good Kalimdor-fearing man who worships Kalimdor and has no nefarious thoughts whatsoever.
Just make sure that the shrine is the only thing he shows you.
What's that mean?
What does that mean? I don't quite understand. What else would he show me?
Let's just hope that you still don't understand it in the morning. Krigga is going to go to a corner and throw down a blanket and go to sleep.
That's my dad. Anyway, show me your shrine there. Thomas, I don't know what else he is talking about. I am confused.
Okay, so you two head off to the edge of the property, where you find a stone statue on the fence, where a humble shield just sort of sits there in the center of it. It has the emblem of Kellenvor carved inside of it. The scale with a skeletal arm. You can tell it's been kept quite clean. It's swept regularly, and there's some offerings like flowers and coins and that sorts of things strewn about.
I think Nimue looks at Mars and says, I think I think I need to be there, just in case anything happens or he shows her something he's not supposed to show her. I'll be back.
And she's gonna cast invisibility on herself and follow them.
You little shitter. You little shitter.
You just see like Merlin perched on nothing. Actually, anything that is like on me is also invisible, right, Doro? Is that how that works?
Yes, but I don't think it usually includes creatures.
Okay, all right.
You little shitter.
I think once they get to the shrine, Sinead would go kind of into like priestess mode, and she would pull out a coin to leave for Kellenvor and sort of kneel to pray. She'll have her prayer wheel out.
Thomas will too.
Does he also have a prayer wheel?
Yes.
Matching prayer wheels. And she'll quietly pray, as she does so, usually in Celestial. But I think halfway through her prayer, she'll realize that she's speaking in Celestial and switch to Common.
Okay, he lets you take the lead on the prayer.
I do outrank him in the religious hierarchy.
Yes.
Considering I'm a doom guide. And she prays, and every so often just kind of like looking over, just looking one eye over to look at him.
He's gonna interrupt the prayer by saying, after my parents died, it was Kellenvor who saved us.
I think that people don't quite always understand the purpose of Kellenvor in the world. He is our god of balance more than he is that of death. I am glad that he was there for you.
Yes, it was quite hard, considering how young my siblings are. My father, he's getting so old. Or my grandfather is getting so old. It's hard for him to keep up with all the work.
Oh, I'm glad that you are there for your siblings and that Kellenvor is there for you.
Do you want to stay here with me on the farm?
She's gonna sort of look him over, and there is a great sadness in her eyes. It seems that I keep getting these offers for things that seem quite enticing. It's almost like it's a test of my faith. But I am sorry, Thomas. I am on a grand quest, and I have a purpose out in the world.
When your quest is over, would you come back?
Perhaps to visit, but the world always needs a doom guide. There's always necromancy to vanquish, and I would come back to visit, though, if you would like that.
I would like that. Having someone like you stay even for a while.
That would be nice. It's you don't always see people outside of the temple who are so devout and quite understand the purpose and love that you get from Kalimdor.
Well, it's getting late. Don't you think we should head back now?
Right. And she'll stand up.
You will do.
And she'll sort of wait for him to follow or to lead.
Okay. Yeah, he starts walking back with you.
How long of a walk is it? It's like a few minutes.
Yeah, just a few minutes.
All right, I think Sinead will just sort of trot along in silence with her prayer wheel out, and she's still kind of quietly praying to herself.
All right, so you eventually get back to the homestead and he heads in.
I think she'll stand out there for a little bit longer, and sort of shake her head and sort of head back in once he is through the door. Sinead? Yeah.
Yeah, you alone. Yeah. You're gonna see trotting up to you a very familiar raven perched on seemingly nothing.
How much of that did you hear there, Nimue?
I feel like I shouldn't say it, be a bit rude.
I feel like I just should come to expect this at this point.
We should convince him to come with us. We have plenty of money. We could give him some for his family.
I don't like these thoughts of feeling like I have to do one thing or the other. But I suppose that is what life is out in the real world, isn't it?
I'm afraid so. Lots of hard choices.
It's it's frustrating. And I don't get frustrated easily. It's not really the way of piety. But I suppose I could ask. I don't really know what skill set he would provide. Perhaps I could tutor him in his studies in becoming a priest, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, even just providing his companionship to you seems like it would be enough. Could always use someone to watch after door.
That is true. I just, after the whole mess with Eridan, it felt really nice to sort of be desired by somebody else. I had never experienced that before.
Do you feel that Thomas desires you?
It's hard to say. I don't know. I'm not sure, but he desires my company at least. I don't really know how to make this make sense. You see a cute boy, and you think to yourself, "Oh, this would be really nice," and then you have to remember that you're a priestess and that you have all of these duties. And a Draco Lich to kill. And you get confused. as to what is the decision to make. Is it to make myself happy, or is it to oblige all these other people in front of me?
I think that you have to find somewhere in the middle.
That's very apt for you to say. You know, Kellenbar does symbolize balance. And I feel like I have been thrown off balance. And I can't quite tell if perhaps I am seeking for something to fulfill the hole that was left by Eridan. I had spent so long yearning for him, really. And now there's this.
Do you think that Thomas will make you happy?
That I would quite like to learn more about Thomas and to get to know him, and perhaps he would.
Well then, I think we should ask him to come along with us. Perhaps that's your balance.
Perhaps. I think that at that point, then Sinead would sort of step up into the house and sort of seek Thomas out.
Okay, so he's just sort of standing in the main living area.
Thomas,
Yes, Sinead.
would you like to come with us? I could help teach you to become a priest.
Go with you where?
Along on our adventures. We're sort of facing something otherworldly, but until then I would quite like to perhaps find out what your company is like.
What about my family?
Certainly, it would be I would be remiss if I did not consider this through the aid of a good friend. We could leave some money here, perhaps hire a hand.
Well, it's not always a doom guide comes strolling into your life. I accept.
Oh, I didn't expect you to say yes. To be honest, that's wonderful. I was sort of prepared for the worst and to be sad, but now I'm not sad, so that's quite good.
We can enjoy Kalimvor's company together.
We can also just enjoy each other's company.
We could do that.
If you would be inclined to, not if you don't want to, we can just enjoy Kellenbor's company. But if you'd like to also enjoy my company as well, that would be quite good.
We can do that.
Okay, that would be quite good. You just have to. Are you good at ducking quickly? And she sort of her eyes sort of slide over to Krigga, who is sleeping.
Well, as a farm boy, I have needed to duck when Grandpapa swings his axe.
I think that you, Thomas, might be the most perfect man I have ever met in my life.
We've just met.
Call it a Doom Guide's intuition.
Oh, when do we head out? And where are we going?
in the morning. Um, I'm quite honest with you. We would need to review the map, but I will show you where we're going in the morning. What, are you able to fight at all?
Well, not I'm not the greatest fighter, but I've swung a tool once or twice.
Right. Do you know how to heal anything?
Hmm. No, not quite. I'm still a priest in training after all.
Well, I'll teach you how to do that. Are you able to drive a cart?
Yes.
We have a skill. Outstanding.
Oh no, I'm going to be in the back seat again.
Don't worry, I will sit in the back seat with you. I'll make Krigga sit up with him.
Oh, hope he hasn't turned to dust.
It'll be fine. We'll get to know each other. Well, that's wonderful then. We'll head out in the morning. If you would like to make your goodbyes, then that would be good.
Yes, I will inform them. I'm sure they won't be quite happy to hear the news, but that's how things are sometimes.
Well, you'll be my apprentice.
Exactly. Apprentice and training.
Ah. Well, I'm going to find a place to go to sleep now. Good night, Thomas.
Good night. Sweet dreams.
And Sinead will find a place to put her bedroll out and go to sleep.
Okay, does everybody go to sleep?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure Mars finds a place for being too long.
All right. In the morning, you hear a loud bang on the door. Like someone's trying to open it.
I think Sinead would pop up.
Yeah, Krigga's gonna jump up.
All right. Who
Mars
is
also will.
anybody?
Krigga's just gonna go open the door. He's got his mace.
Okay, you open the
His hammer.
door and you see Zara. She is covered in blood. Like drawn covered in blood. Who left me out there with that green imbecile?
Sinead's gonna point to Mars.
I did.
Well, you're going to pay for my new dress.
I flip her a copper piece.
And why are you all sleeping in here? Don't you know Thalgor is out there?
Wait, it's just for the night. I got an apprentice, so perhaps you should mind yourself there, Zara, because you forget that you're traveling with a doom guide of Kalimvor. And she seems very all of a sudden very
Every day you waste time, Thalgor becomes stronger.
We have to sleep at some point, Zara.
Well then, you've gotten to your beauty rest. Are you ready to go?
Not quite. And she's gonna kind of look around for Thomas.
He is just exiting his shared room with his he's got his clothes on. You see his necklace with his symbol of Kelmvor there. He's got his backpack on.
Now we're ready to go.
Now then, we must go to the Dragonmere, just south of Suzale. The lake there holds Thalgor's underwater cave system where his spirit currently resides. We must get a boat and head out there before we swim to face him. I suggest that you prepare wisely, lest he destroy us all.
Oh. I suppose we should buy some healing potions then.
I think that would be a good idea.
Maybe some new armor.
He may be at his weakest at the moment, but even a weak dragon can slay the mightiest heroes.
We should hurry.
Well, let's get moving then.
Yes.
When Krigga sees Thomas start to join the group, he turns to Sinead. The boy is coming with us.
He's my apprentice.
Indeed. Can he fight?
He can drive the cart.
Can he fight?
He can drive the cart.
Can he fight?
I think I've made my point clear. He can drive the
Indeed,
cart.
you have. He will learn to fight. He will be allowed into training sessions with little Krigga. Inform him.
He's not your apprentice, there, Krigga. And again, she takes a very stern and formidable stance against you. He is not your apprentice, he is mine, and he'll learn the ways of priesthood through me.
Well, I did say at the beginning of this journey that this was your journey to command, as you wish.
I wasn't really expecting that one to work, but all right then. Okay, let's go.
Mars will turn to Thomas. Can you cook?
I could cook a nice pie.
I'm fine with him coming.
We should go.
Let's go.
Okay, so you all hop in your cart and head to Suzale, the capital of Cormyr.